The American Quarter Horse Association broke new ground in 2002 with its Versatility Ranch Horse Competition. This is the equine equivalent to the SATs. It's the task of maneuvering past obstacles, handling the basics of everyday ranch work, giving the cowboy a smooth ride, showing the cow who's boss, and then being able to pose for the perfect picture. Just like the name implies, it's the quest for the most versatile ranch horse.
I didn't know what to expect, and I think most everybody here is just kind of trying to feel it out, and we tried to get our horses to work the best and have some fun with it, because it's a really cool class.
Plus, we'll visit the 4/6s next on America's Horse.
America's Horse, the international report on the world's most versatile equine breed, the American Quarter Horse.
Hi, I'm Jeff Metters. Welcome to America's Horse. The American Quarter Horse is a breed that has built its reputation on versatility. It can run, it can jump, and it can stop. But if there's one area where the American Quarter Horse has stayed close to its roots, it's on the ranch. To excel in the AQHA's new Versatility Ranch Horse class, you need a horse that's paid his dues in the Great Wide Open, but can also adjust to the pressure of having to compete indoors. The competition in Denver started with working ranch horse. The working class is divided into 3 categories. Horse and rider never leave the arena, and time is a factor here.
In the working ranch horse class where we did the dry work for the reining, he performed very well. The ground was a little deep and sticky for here being the rodeo arena. We had some cows that were manageable, but they tested us a little bit, and so going down the fence was a good time. I had to do one open field turn, which is pretty neat. And then a change is roping, and when you've roped some before, sometimes you get more nervous on the last portion of it, and you got to complete that. So we roped the calf and steer stopped, or it'd be like steer stopping, and that was I guess my biggest thrill is to get second in that class right now.
Rick Foster and Fox Done Good had no trouble with this mini triathlon that kicks off the versatility competition. They earned 8 credits for a second place finish. That's a good start. Consistency is really a big key. If there was a favorite, it was Little Playgun and Joe Walter. These two won the inaugural Versatility Ranch Horse competition in Fort Worth just a few weeks earlier. Walter is an accomplished clinician, but this style of competition has been a good learning experience for him and this daughter of Playgun.
When you have these patterns, I'm learning, if you don't keep changing it up, that a horse is an amazing animal. They'll answer the question before you ask it, if they've done it once or twice, and she's that way. And so, the only thing I have to be concerned about is that she's right with me and not thinking about what the pattern is.
Little Playgun is a mare that can shift gears, and no one really notices except maybe the cow. Just a solid performance, a 4th place finish, and 6 credits. As we learned in Fort Worth, this mare is very consistent over the long haul. The winner of the class was B.H. Tinkertoy and Tim Unzicker from Calhan, Colorado. This mare's background is in performance, and this part of the class fit her very well.
I thought she was really good in the rein. She was really listening to me good and circled good and lead changed good, really stopped hard and turned hard. Just what I want. Had a really nice cow. I thought it was going to be a little soft when it first started, but then it was really good down the fence. And the roping deal, I'd say I got lucky and got caught there.
On a side note, B.H. Tinkertoy and owner Jennifer Unzicker won the 2001 AQHA Amateur Working Cow Horse High Point title. And with 1 phase down and 4 to go, Tim Unzicker now had the lead, but there is still a broad spectrum of competition left. Next up is trail. These courses are always interesting. The exhibitor and the horse have to be very alert and anticipate what's coming next.
Well, my horse has been in trail a lot, and like I said, I'd been in some big shows in trail. So my only concern was he haven't done a lot lately. And when there's a rope hanging up high, you're pulling it off the fence, and immediately when you're dragging an obstacle or the log we did, you always have to be cautious. But I think the big thing is allowing that horse to see it first, and a lot of horses did have troubles. From there, it was the bridge, and they had bushes around the bridge, and the bridge had little dark spots underneath it where the boards were raised up, and so that took some horses that weren't used to it. And the biggest thing is just keep them listening to you, and I was fortunate there. You roped the steer head. From there, you then picked up your lead and ground tied, and all that I'd schooled with before, and then the trailer load. You just need to pay attention, I guess, what your horse is doing.
Foster and Fox Done Good followed up a second-place finish in the working class with a third-place 7-credit earning performance in trail. Placing high in all 5 parts of the competition is how you win. B.H. Tinkertoy and Tim Unzicker had their work cut out for them in the trail class, and previewing the course before the competition, Unzicker had some concerns.
I was a little worried. I'm working on the bridge deal. I was afraid she was going to look at those bushes there beside the bridge, and she didn't. She was really good and went right over the bridge, and again, I can't complain. She was really good.
After winning the working class, Unzicker and B.H. Tinkertoy had a disappointing 7th-place finish. They slipped out of the overall lead, but are still near the top. The winner in trail was Zipped Mine, owned and shown by Elizabeth Williams Kime from Parker, Colorado. There were exhibitors here from Colorado, Texas, Virginia, Missouri, Kansas, and Nebraska. This would be the best showing for Kime in the 5 phases of the competition. She did not finish in the top 10 in the final standings. Next was Joe Walter and Little Playgun. Like a good student, Walter watched some of the earlier runs, and it helped him fine-tune his game plan.
She felt good. I've done all kinds of things on her. I've had her on the ranch. I've roped on her. I've done everything. I just need to be smooth. If I'm smooth, she'll be smooth. And that's kind of how it was. I don't know what it looked like, but that's what it felt like.
Little Playgun and Walter finished second in the trail competition. They're now in second place with 3 phases of the competition still to come. Walter works for the famed 4 Sixes Ranch in Guthrie, Texas. When we come back, we'll take a closer look at one of the most storied ranches in our country's history.
America's Horse is brought to you by the American Quarter Horse Association. Let freedom ride. By the Bayer Corporation, makers of quality animal health products. By MBNA America, the official credit card of AQHA. And by the American Quarter Horse Journal, the official publication of the American Quarter Horse Association.
Welcome back to America's Horse. We're 2 events deep in the Versatility Ranch Horse Competition in Denver, Colorado. The working class tests the athletic ability of the American Quarter Horse. The trail tests its mind. In this next phase of competition, it's all about the ride. B.H. Tinkertoy comes from a reined cow horse background. Rider Tim Unzicker made the most of his mare's experience in the first 2 phases of the competition. But now, he's heading into uncharted territory.
I have never shown a horse on the rail class before, so that was a new experience for me. I thought she was good there too, and I was very happy with her.
Unzicker collected 6 credits for a 4th place finish. Respectable and very much still in the running for the overall title. Rick Foster and Fox Done Good jumped back into the race with all 4 feet in this class. Foster's game plan was simple, and it was working.
The balance, the well balance. I mean, there's better horses here for sure, and I think he's done everything. And he truly started out being able to work as a ranch horse, and then from there we've had him our whole life, so I probably understand him a little bit better, and he's been more experienced.
And he did no wrong here. Fox Done Good was the best in the class, winning the riding phase of the competition and adding 9 very important credits to his total. Foster was now in first place with 24 total. Little Playgun and Joe Walter continued to kill them with consistency. Once again, the gray mare finished second in the class. Walter relied on his successful past to impact his future.
We go back to Fort Worth. My wife told me, she says, "You're going too fast, you know." At home, I like horse line out, you know, and because I just do. So she said I needed to make a bigger difference between going slow and going fast. And so I really tried to get her slower here than I did at Fort Worth. And she did. And she was good there.
Walter was sitting in good shape, 2 seconds and a fourth, for a total of 22 credits with a lot of competition left. Walter rides for the 4-6's ranch, a ranch that has helped shape the American quarter horse industry and the Old West itself. Here's a closer look at this historic ranch. It's as big as the West Texas sky and nearly as old. The 4-6's ranch was established in 1870 by Captain Samuel Burke Burnett and named after his legendary brand, which has been worn by cattle now for more than a century. Under the original name of Burnett Ranches, the 4-6's grew into one of the largest individually owned ranches in the state of Texas, some 480,000 acres strong. The foundation for this ranch was built on Hereford cattle and American quarter horses. If Burke Burnett were alive today, he would be proud of his family and how they have carried on his standard of excellence. When Burnett died, he left the ranch to his son, Tom, who learned the cattle business from the bottom up, starting as a ranch hand. Tom left the ranch to his daughter, Miss Ann Burnett Tandy, who's now a member of the American Quarter Horse Hall of Fame, and it's her daughter, Ann Marion, who runs the ranch today. The crown jewel of the 4-6's is a beautiful ranch house, built at a cost of $100,000 back in 1917. Today, this ranch still covers 350,000 acres and runs nearly 10,000 head of mother cows and an award-winning band of ranch horses. There are some common threads that tie the 4-6's ranch to its colorful past, modern present, and very bright future. Those threads are the drive and desire to produce the best horses and cattle possible. Quality here is job one, and it shows. But it's not the cattle that bring us to these dusty plains of West Texas. It's their American quarter horses. The 4-6's produces some of the best ranch horses in the world. In recognition of this, the AQHA honored the Burnett 4-6's ranch with its Best Remuda Award, presented annually to the ranch with the best remuda, or band of horses used in everyday ranch work.
It's very exciting for us to win this Remuda Award. It really is. Our owner, Ms. Marion, takes a lot of pride in these horses. She's put a lot in them, and her heritage, her families. This just didn't start a few years ago. This is 100 years worth of breeding in these horses. We take a lot of pride in that.
Dr. Glenn Blodgett is the 4-6's veterinarian, specializing in equine care. This is a very diverse ranch. In addition to its extensive Hereford cattle operation, there is also a state-of-the-art equine care and breeding program. When Blodgett first heard about the AQHA's Best Remuda Award, he knew it was created for ranches just like the 4-6's. Every spring, Blodgett oversees the breeding of nearly 100 mares, aimed at restocking the 6's Remuda. These horses are bred to excel in the toughest of ranch conditions.
We're looking for a horse that has a great deal of stamina, outstanding speed. He's got to have a lot of strength and endurance. The terrain is rough. Some of it is rocky, and they've got to have a lot of agility. They've got to have a lot of cow sense, naturally, to work here on the ranch with all the cattle work we have to do.
In their efforts to produce the perfect ranch horse, the 4-6's has also included the needs of the cowboy. Because they spend so many hours in the saddle, in addition to speed, stamina, strength, and endurance, they're also after a horse with a smooth ride. And while the AQHA honored the 4-6's for their excellence in horses, Dr. Blodgett is quick to give credit to the crew of this outstanding ranch.
You know, we've got good people working here. We've got good facilities. And I think we have some of the best goals in mind in anything we're doing here on the ranch, whether we're raising horses, cattle, or whatever we're doing. And we're just striving for the best.
Over a 6-week stretch this spring, ranch hands at the 4-6's will work over 6,000 head of calves, plus vaccinate and spray just as many mother cows. Conquering a project like this takes strong planning and execution. In the history of this ranch, there have been only 5 ranch foremen. Right now the job belongs to Mike Gibson, who took over the reins from his father in 1991. Mike admits there is no off-season here, but spring roundup time is truly a test for the ranch cowboy.
I don't know if it's most grueling or not. When we wean the calves, it's summertime, it's a lot hotter. But I guess it's the most physical time of year, more like football season.
And now, as this storied ranch makes a turn into a new millennium, it is not content to sit idly by and enjoy the progress made in the development of the ranch horse. They may raise the ultimate cow horse here at the 4-6s, but they're still looking for ways to take him to the next level. And a good example of that is Little Playgun, shown by Joe Walter. We'll have more from the Versatility Ranch Horse Competition in Denver when we come back. Welcome back. 3 horses have separated themselves in the Versatility Ranch Horse class in Denver, Colorado. Next up is cutting. The cutting is actually a combination of cutting and pinning, and with just 2 phases of the competition left, it's time for somebody to make a move. We start with the leader, Fox Done Good and Rick Foster. This horse has a nice mix of ranch and competition experience.
Well, this is Fox Done Good. He's a horse that we did raise as a colt, and he started out doing actually doing ranch work. We then moved him on to where my wife showed him in some of the quarter horse classes. Did a little bit of everything, and he's been to the buckskin world. He's won a trail class there and the working hunter, as well as placed in roping and cow horse events there.
But for the first time, Fox Done Good and Foster failed to finish in the top 9. That means no credits earned. They would lose the lead. B.H. Tinkertoy was in 3rd place coming into cutting. This mare has been on cattle her entire life. Tim Unzicker knew this is where he could and should make up some ground.
I knew the cutting was going to be strong too. Set up a little different than what I was used to, but I figured it'd be all right. I figured the cutting would be strong too. And the pinning deal, my cow just went right down there and went in. It was luck of the draw.
B.H. Tinkertoy was solid from start to finish, but could only muster up 4th place. Adding 6 credits to bring the total to 24, they were tied for the lead at the moment. But here comes Joe Walter and Little Playgun. Fresh off that win in the inaugural Versatility Ranch Horse Competition in Fort Worth, they saw an open door. The leader failed to finish in the top 9. Their next closest competitor could do no better than 4th. And this is right up Little Playgun's alley.
It's a hard thing to judge because you need to have enough cow to get him to the pen, or you don't want to upset him. That cow looked like he could get maybe hot, and if I ever stopped, I probably wouldn't get him started again to get to the pen. So I think I did what I had to do for that cow.
2nd place, 8 more credits, and as easy as that, Walter and Little Playgun jumped out to a 6-credit lead. And just in time, only one event remains. By the way, the winner was Slick Storm and Reagan Lyons. Slick Storm placed in 3 of the 5 classes and finished 5th in the final overall standings. The final phase of competition is confirmation. Joe Walter had a 6-credit lead, so where he places in the mare division is crucial.
I think it should be all right. You know, the good thing about it is it has nothing to do with me.
To be honest, Walter is right. The judge here is evaluating the breed characteristics, muscling, and structural correctness of the horse, looking for the total package. As far as Little Playgun goes, the judge was impressed. He placed her first among the mares. That means she moves on to the Ranch Confirmation Champion selection. The top gelding was Solano's Quarter Note, shown by Russell Britton from Berthoud, Colorado, and the highest placed stallion was 3J Colonel, owned and shown by Bill James from Abilene, Kansas. So who was the Confirmation Grand Champion? And our overall winner? The answer when we come back.
America's Horse is brought to you by MBNA America, the official credit card of AQHA. By Breyer, America's premier model horse. By the Bayer Corporation, makers of quality animal health products. And by Professional's Choice, the official provider of sports medicine products.
Welcome back. The conformation has been narrowed down to the final three. Here are those horses again. The top place gelding is Solano's Quarter Note. The top place stallion is 3J Colonel. And the top placed mare is Little Playgun. And the ranch conformation champion is Little Playgun. This mare beat up on the class with consistency over the first 4 phases of the competition, and then here shows that she has the complete ranch horse package. Walter and Little Playgun won the inaugural Versatility Ranch Horse competition in Fort Worth. They make it 2 for 2 with a follow-up win here in Denver.
I think I'll retire now. Yeah. No, I'm just tickled. I'm just really pleased. You know, the Sixes have given me this opportunity, and I couldn't have done it without that mare and their support. So it's fun.
Our next stop on America's Horse takes a more relaxing course. We'll spend the day on the trail in the scenic state of Utah and enjoy some quality time of rest and relaxation at the Sorrel River Ranch. It's an America's Horse geared for R&R next week here on OLN. Want to learn more about the Versatility Ranch Horse competition? Then visit with AQHA professional horseman Jim Brinkman, who is an exhibitor here in Denver. Catch Jim online April 8th through 14th in the Professional Horseman Forum at www.forahorse.com. For more information about American Quarter Horse activities in your area, call 1-800-414-RIDE or log on to our website at aqha.com. That's the show. We'll see you next week.